So today, me and my wife drove to University of California at Riverside to help move my daughter to a new housing complex. The drive was around 7.5 hours. I let my wife drive. During the time, I completed reading this UAI Act. I was thinking of reading it for a long time, and today, while driving in the car, while sitting in the passenger seat, completed this. Right, but after reading the complete thing, when I uh, reached Riverside in the evening, I was thinking, how could I have actually reduced the time that I took to read it? Because I read a lot, right? So how can I read more um, with less time? Right? And that's where I wrote a code. It's a kind of a personal project where I integrated GPT-4O with Selenium. So when I give this website to Selenium, Selenium will automatically open the website, scroll through it, take a screenshot of the of this website, give it to GPT-4O for summarization. I'm going to show you a demonstration of this, and the output of this is like I was amazed by the output it created. Almost um, hardly any hallucination. Um, it actually summarized it pretty well. Uh, at least the first four articles. I'm going to do it for all the. So there are 13 um, chapters and total 143 articles. I'm going to do it one by one uh, till I reach 143 and see how it does. Right. So I'll show you a demonstration of this, and for the demonstration, let me open my Python project. So what I did is, so this is for the first four articles. So from article number 1, 2, 3, 4, I call the browse article function where I pass the article one by one. For each article, like Selenium, it creates the driver, the Selenium driver, the Chrome driver, and then it uh, like this URL, right? Then this code actually, what this code is, that this code is what is actually scrolling, and this is where I'm taking the screenshot here through Selenium, converting it to base 64, and this is where I'm passing it to GPT-4o, GPT-4o, the vision model. This is where I'm passing the image, and this is where I'm telling it to summarize it, right? And then returning the summary. This summary, then I'm writing it to a file, AI Act, let's say. I was running it multiple times, so let me say aiact.txt, right? So let me run this now, and you'll see how it opens one article at a time and starts scrolling and browsing it, summarizing it and all. You need to be a little patient because it takes some time. The article 1 and the article 3 is little long, but article 2 and 4 are quite smaller. But see, it started scrolling. Like this is Selenium, but Selenium, while it is scrolling, it is taking the screenshot, passing it to GPT-4o, and getting this summary. A similar thing I did last weekend also, where I did it for archive papers. Um, so my idea is like how I can actually increase my reading speed, right? So that I don't have to read everything. Somebody summarizes it, right? That was the idea, and looks like it is going to help me a lot. So now it started scrolling through article number 2. So article number 2, I think, is little long. Not the article number 2. I think article number 3, which has all the definitions. Um, yeah, this is the scope, right? Article number 2 actually talks about the scope of the uh, you act, like what is included, what is excluded. So this is not that big, but when you go to the article number 3, you'll see this is where it will take some time because it has more than, I think, 60 definitions, and it will take screenshot of all, and then yeah, now it has started 3. Yeah, this is where all the definitions are there. Uh, so that's what I was thinking, that the concept of agent, right? Where, so here actually, if you see, it's a single agent type of system where I gave it a Selenium tool, right? The Selenium is what it is using to browse and then give me the summarization. How powerful we can make the agents through this, right? Although I'm still not in for autonomous agents, but with human supervision, um, it becomes very powerful. In fact, in the Act, it talks about that when there is a complex thing, it should be human reviewed, human guided, or human, there should be oversight of human. And I think that is required because this language models are still, I'd say that they're still not as mature as it is needed for it to become autonomous. It probably will take some time. One of my other articles, I mentioned the importance of controlled flow engineering. A flow engineering that is controlled by human, so that we can constrain these agents and not let them do whatever they want, right? So that is very important. So we are at the 58th definition. Now we have the 61st definition. Almost done. There are 63rd. Now, this year I say is the year of multi-agent. If the inferences also become fast, and the year of inference also has started, right? When I was attending AI conference this week, right? I saw a lot of startups thinking about how we can make inference faster. So when inference becomes fast, yesterday's release of Strawberry, OpenAI Strawberry, which has a lot of reasoning capabilities. With this thing, I think the future of the world will be completely different. We probably are going to see a new type of transformation, new type of innovation, which probably we have not witnessed so far. So this was the last article. This is done. Let me copy this. This is the summary it created on all those 4. Let me put it here. And now we'll read it. So let me make it bigger. So Article 1 of EU Artificial Intelligence Act is designed to enhance the internal, let me make it bigger, to enhance the internal market's effectiveness and encourage the use of human-centric trustworthy AI. This involves ensuring the protection of health, safety, and fundamental rights, aligning with the Charter to support democracy, the rule of law, and environmental conservation, while fostering innovation. The regulation is set to become effective on February 2nd, 2025. As per Chapter 1 General Provisions, it establishes harmonized rules for AI market entry and usage, banning certain AI practices and setting criteria for high-risk AI systems. And it is actually what the Article 1 in Chapter 1 talks about. The Act sets transparency and market monitoring standards, promoting innovations with support for SMEs and startups, covering aspects like governance, data management, monitoring and enforcement guidelines. Okay, so this one was also there in the article, but I don't need this. This is actually a distractor, and that is where pre-processing is required. I didn't do any pre-processing. So I will, as a human, I'll come here and remove this. Ideally, distractors should be pre-processed. The services. So this is also is a distractor content. I don't need this. Utility in keeping informed. Then actually it starts from Article 2. So far the Article 1 was there. Article 2 of the EU Artificial Intelligence Act, effective February 2, 2025, defines the AI regulatory framework within the EU, covering providers, deployers. So this Article 2 spoke about the scope of the act, right? So it covers providers, deployers, importers, distributors, and manufacturers globally, targeting the EU market. High-risk AI systems need to meet rigorous standards, except for military, national security, and certain international organizations. The Act does not override personal data protection laws like EU and Directive 2002/58 EC, and exempts scientific research from compliance during pre-market testing, which is what actually the Article 2 talks about. The regulation excludes AI usage for personal activities by individuals and permits EU member states to introduce specific worker protection legislation on AI. Open source AI systems are excluded unless deemed high risk. A subscription-based, okay, so this is again a distractor. This was a distractor content. And I am going to remove this. The EU Artificial Intelligence Act set to be effective February 2, 2025. In Article 2 also, you see it's a duplication because Article 2 also talks about that it is applicable or it is effective February 2, 2025. That's why that pre-processing is required to remove some of the distractors. Outlines critical definitions and roles like AI system provider, deployer, alongside compliance elements such as notifying authority, substantial modification. It categorizes key data types, including validation, testing, and input data, and specifies entities like law enforcement authority and national competent authority. The Act covers regulatory measures for CE marketing, market monitoring, and harmonized standards, while addressing concerns like serious incidents and remote biometric identification systems. So these are the definitions that were there in the third article, which was on definitions. Right? It addresses widespread infringement and collective interest across states, detailing terms like non-personal data, profiling, and real-world testing. These were all the terms that were there in the article. Under sandbox condition, allowing temporary AI trials with informed consent. Additional terms include floating point operation and downstream provider. This is again the distractor part. So I'm going to remove this. And finally, the Article 4, right? So the Article 4 of the EU Artificial Intelligence Act emphasizes the importance of AI literacy for those involved in AI systems. Providers and deployers must ensure comprehensive AI knowledge and training, including both technical skills and contextual understanding to operate AI system responsibly. This requirement takes effect on 2nd February 2025 as outlined in Chapter 1. This is again a distractor. This content was there, but we don't need this for the summary. Right? So this is not required. So this is the overall summary. It is not bad at all because it actually covered most of the important part of the 4 articles in this chapter, the general provisions chapter. I'm going to continue this for all the chapters. And although like I read it in the morning, the entire thing, summarizing and reading it again will help me to actually create a long-term memory of the EU Act. That's all I wanted to show today. Thank you.